for you. Well, what I'm going to share with you today are what are QR codes, where can you get one for free, and what might you use a QR code for? So, my name is Jewel Lenard, and I help entrepreneurs to leverage technology to help grow their business. And so today, you guessed it, we're talking about QR codes. So the first thing you need to know about QR codes is what are they? QR codes are QR is for quick response, and it basically is that little form that you'll see up in the left-hand corner there on your screen, and people scan it with their phone, and it takes them to a URL or address where they can find the content that you want them to look at. Now, the good news is that QR codes can be used for anything and everything. As long as you have an address on the internet, you can use a QR code for it. So the question becomes, well, where do I get a QR code and what might I use it for? So what wanted to let you know is the good news is that you can basically get a QR code from anywhere. Most of the companies that um, have QR codes available, they're more interested in getting you involved into using their platform for marketing your business versus actually generating a QR code. The functionality to generate a QR code is pretty straightforward, and you can get one from pretty much any of these guys for free. So, for example, here is Flowcode. I have been using Flowcode forever. There are basically two types of QR codes, main types. One is static codes. I don't know. I can't think of a really good reason to use a static code, to be quite honest, because a static code is going to stay, it's going to have the same URL address no matter what you do. You can't change it. So, say, for example, you had a QR code that went to your website and you decided to rebrand and you were going to, call it something else. And all you really want to do is redirect someone to your new domain address. You can't do that with a static QR code. And so, what you would have to do is if say for example you take the QR code, and we'll talk about in a minute ways to use it. If you take a QR code and you put it on your brochures and your any materials that you give out, and you use a static code, then say someone 3 4 months down the road decides to pick up your brochure and they want to reach out to you, QR code's not going to work. Not going to work. So I would highly recommend that if you're looking at QR codes, that you want to select a provider that gives you a dynamic QR code. So a dynamic code is just as it sounds. It means that same scenario, you have a QR code for your business and you put it on all your printed material. It's on your cups, it's on your, it's on your t-shirts, it's on all these different places. All you have to do if you change is to go ahead and all you have to do if you change is to go ahead and just change the URL address on your code. So that's super simple to do. So this is an example of this is flow code. I love flow codes. I've been using them forever, so I'm just going to real quick show you how easy it is to create one. So here you go to their site. It says create a free flow code and their website, and they will actually present you with an opportunity to use a free flow code. Chances are the average small business, the average business, you're really not going to need that many flow codes unless your marketing strategy dictates that using multiple codes is the right thing for you. You really don't need that many. So if you just need one flow code, here's what you do is you go to a site like this. It says use flow code. You select it. Most of the time, you're going to have a link. There's other options here. You can go to YouTube, LinkedIn. These are okay, but honestly, as long as you select URL, then you're not confined to a particular platform. So I always click link and then put an actual link in here. And so you can always change the link to something else later. So then you can also select the pattern of the dots that are on your flow code. So if you can see here, they change. You can do diamonds. You can do these other shapes. And that's going to change a little bit of the way your flow code looks. I like diamonds, so hey, I select that. You can also change the color. So when we talk about your branding and when we talk about your color palette and things like that, you can actually make the flow code match the exact colors of your business with your hex code here. And so in this case, we're just going to select some random ones. And then you can also change the shape of your flow code. So you can use a circular one or you can use square, right? I pretty much, man, I don't see square ones too often. And then the other thing that you can do is you can, and I won't do it here, but you can also upload your logo so that your logo shows in the middle here on your QR code. And once you input the information, all you have to do is create and download, and it will create a flow code for you that you can use on whatever material that you like. And so that's pretty much it on flow codes. That's the way we use them. That's the way we um, promote them. Now, different ways, things you could use flow codes for. The first thing I would say is that I would highly encourage you to make sure that when you are looking at how to use a flow code, that the driver is always going to be your strategy that you've defined for marketing your business. That is always going to be what should drive any decision on any marketing that you do, right? Because there's this saying, and I don't remember who actually quoted it, that says, to a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? So, especially in marketing, everyone has a tool that can help you. There are tons of people out there who want to help you. And so, what you have to do as an entrepreneur is you have to know your marketing strategy. And then, based on your marketing strategy, you define what tools you need and how you're going to implement them in your business. What you don't want to do, say, oh, I can use QR codes for my business and then grow because you're not sure, because you assume that it's business. But once you have a clear understanding about who your target market is, what problem you solve, how they consume information, and what they do with it, you may decide that there's a different mix of tools that you want to leverage in order to build your business. And once you go down that road of flow code, for example, it may wind up that you invest a lot of money that could have been used better elsewhere. So that's what I want to share with you today. Definitely, if this is helpful to you, I would love for you to share the video. And also, if you have questions about QR codes, then feel free to message me. And I look forward to talking to you next time on Jules Gems. Bye for now.